Out the Box Radio Show. Entertainment at its best. Hot topics, games, and unforgettable interviews. Welcome to the show.
So I have a quick question.
Oh, yeah.
You're telling me that we could have done this from my house the whole damn time? We could have done this the whole damn time from my house.
Yeah, I mean, we love to be together, usually. But yes, we can do it from the house. I'm just not used to, like, you know.
I'm just joking. But for real, in this whole crisis, there's a lot of people like, so we could have had these meetings from the house, and I ain't have to get up and go nowhere.
Right, which is so true. Y'all been watching the news, right? Like a lot of people are doing remote, even the news channels and weather people. They're doing remote.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's
That's the safest thing to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is
This is how I've been communicating with most of my folks, is through FaceTime and all of that.
That's the way to do it nowadays, especially right now.
right.
Well, okay. Well, we're waiting for Megan to join us in just a few moments. But while we're waiting, I do want to ask Jonay and Jared. Let's ask you two first, because this has been a question that I've seen on Facebook before and on Instagram. And people are just, people love TV, especially now. That's all they're watching because they ain't got nothing else. They can't go nowhere, so they just, watching TV and binge watching. So, I love reality TV. So when
Me
it
too.
comes, don't you just love it?
I do.
When it comes,
I love a couple of reality shows that are on right now.
Yeah, but see, I just love how I know it's fake, and I know that, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that because it's very entertaining. But I want to know, when it comes to reality TV, I'm gonna start with Jonay down there, because you're on the bottom. I don't know if you can see yourself on the bottom, but you're on the bottom. So
Yeah.
I want to know, if you had an opportunity to have your own reality show,
Mhm.
like it's JoJo's show, it's your show. What would it be about? Like, what do you think would draw in the viewers?
Well, my reality show would, and I say this all the time to my dad, like, our life is a reality show, like, for real. So it would definitely be the life of a real PK, like a real preacher's kid, not the one, that was born into like a wealthy family. And stuff like that, because that has never been my life. Like, my dad is a full-time pastor. Like, we've had people live with us. We have we have a real story. And I think like my reality show would definitely show a different side of like the preachers and pastors and church, because everybody has this preconceived notion that they got money, they buying a Bentley, they got jets, they just that is not the truth. So that's what my reality show would be about.
Okay, I'm sure it would be very entertaining because you got
very entertaining.
But yeah, I want to see what it's really like. None of the fake stuff. I want to see what it's really like to be a PK.
And especially with like at my church and my dad, like it is so different. And I'm not just saying it just to say it, I'm so serious. It is so different. Like you all would be in for a treat. Very entertaining.
Okay, Jared, well, what about you? What would you say your reality show would be about?
Probably just about me running around and doing all the stuff that I do. Follow me to different auditions, follow me at work, follow me to the multiple gigs that I have running, and then also me around the house with my family. Right now, since we're all in the this quarantine or self-distancing or whatnot, my whole family is in one house. Everyone is working from home except for the three of us who got temporarily laid off. So not making on that. But yeah, so I think at this time most of it would be just centered around us. But if it was not for this time, then it'd be, going out to auditions and me, experimenting and just being me around the people.
Right.
Having people experience my aura. That's really it.
Do you find yourself?
I could.
Do you find yourself getting into trouble when people when you go, not trouble, but like when you go out and about, do you find yourself getting into more situations where it's like a funny laughter moment or dramatic or more like, uh-oh, some shit's really happening? Like, what do you think the majority of time what happens?
And the majority of times it's like funny situations. Like it's almost never oh, we might be into some trouble. There's rare times where like I will find myself like, oh shit, we in trouble now. That's rare. The last time that I was in one of those situations was my birthday, and that wasn't fun because we was about to hurt somebody.
Oh, I heard about that. I remember you told me about that. You was about to get into a fight. Yeah. I said, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that's
like, nah.
Good for TV. Go ahead and throw a fist. You ain't got to actually hit him. Just make
it. Go ahead, throw a fist.
Wait, and then you get the music that like they be playing and everything.
So when it comes to reality television, what would you say if you had your own show, your own reality TV show? What would it be about? Like, what would draw in the viewers?
If I had my own reality TV show, it would be about me and these kids and trying to become a billionaire. It would be I told you guys before, it would be mommy hustle and like how you hustling and doing things and still being like a great mom. So that's what it would be about, like just me hustling, trying new things, trying different streams of income, trying to make this dream come to fruition, and then like still trying to raise my children in a wholesome fashion. You know, I'm very conservative with the kids, so having like this one persona and then like a super other persona as a mom. Yeah, I think people would like it because, you know, it's a lot of single mothers out here. And I think sometimes people feel like just because you become a mother, you can't, you know, go for your dreams or life stops. You have to just focus completely on your children, which you need to focus on your children, but you also need to be going for goals and building for yourself as well, because it's so important. Like you have to be an inspiration for your children.
Right. That's correct.
That's right.
Very right.
Megan. Okay, wait. Let me pinpoint.
Would the title be Boss Lady?
What you say, Jared? What you say?
I said, would the title be Billionaire Boss Lady?
Billionaire. Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I've heard people say Megan the Billionaire. I like that. But I do like mommy hustle. Like if I was ever had an opportunity to talk to a producer, I would want to do like a mommy hustle and then have various other mommies that's hustling. Right. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't just be about me. It would be other storylines. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna pinpoint. So Joe, I don't know if y'all in the same direction as me, but I'm pointing to y'all. So Jonay right here, right? Okay, Jonay. I feel like the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
Everyone
and Jared and Justin are husbands.
They're lagging. That's what's happening.
So Jonay.
Yeah.
I think your show would be, this is a tricky one, PK. So the environment that is, or the type of background that is, I'm going to say it would be either TLC or Lifetime. You can choose your network, but TLC or Lifetime. That's what I think for you.
I think like WeTV.
Or We. Okay, We's a good one. We's a good one too. I forgot about that. Okay. Megan, I'm going to say yours. Oh my goodness, that's hard because you might also be a TLC one because they're all about life changes and getting it right now on their network.
Really?
Either you want to target the right crowd, that's for sure. But I would say either that or VH1. You tell me which one you want.
Oh my God. If it's VH1, you know it's gonna be ratchet.
That's why I didn't want to. Yeah,
So,
no.
if it's VH1, it's another show. But
Right.
if it's this concept, I want to be on We. I like We.
We seems like
On
family.
Bravo. I like Bravo. I don't know if Bravo would pick me up, but I really like Bravo.
TV is more for like family.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do more like family. Well, Jared, I think you, Mister, you probably be on MTV because you want to target a younger crowd too. But you're saying follow you the day in the life of you going to these auditions and going to work.
Mhm.
I would see an MTV.
I see that.
Yeah, I would definitely be on MTV.
I think MTV would be good. Jared said he may switch to his phone.
Oh, you see Jared's bed. Hey, ladies, it's Jared's bed.
Hey.
That's when the magic happens.
Well, y'all took him off camera. Back in a moment. He'll be right back. Now, I do want to switch it really quick, switch gears. I want to talk about some things that people, as far as actors and actresses, can do from home. Because, you know, we're stuck in the house. Huh?
You didn't say what your reality show was.
You know, I usually like to ask questions, but I don't like to answer them. I'll answer really quick.
Please, I want to know.
Ooh, well, okay. Well, this is what it would be like. Craziness all the time. My show, I think, would, you know what? As much as I would say I would love to showcase my life and my married life, my husband is not going to do anything reality TV. So I wouldn't be able to do anything about that. But I will say I would definitely like to showcase the challenges that I face in the industry, not just entertainment, but in general, like not just acting, but all across the industry with being gay, but also the treatment that sometimes we get from people out and about. So that's one thing. Also, I would love to show people what it's like to be a foster parent in that same-sex household. Because, you know, I did fostering for about a year, and now that my husband moved here from Costa Rica, we are hoping to either just go straight for adoption in the next couple of years, or start fostering when we buy our house, which is going to be in 2021. So that would be something exciting for me to show people, because it's going to be hard, especially raising a child with two dads and no mom. It is definitely difficult, but I think that it would be worth people seeing, because I want them to understand what it's really like, and people who are in that same situation can relate to it, which is really good. So, you know, for me, I would say probably would be Bravo or MTV as well. Mm-hmm. I think both are they're okay with same-sex couples and that type of lifestyle. So I think either would be a good network to be on. Bravo, I make more money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. MTV is really slipping down the slope these days.
They
Anyhow. Oh, I like how Janae now has the decal on her back wall. I see you got Rip Radio on your wall plastered. Mm-hmm. I see it.
I don't know where that came. I don't know where it came from.
No, you painted it on the wall, girl. Yeah, it's right there. Oh. Well, apparently not. It's the rub off, honey. Okay, well, Jared's about to come back, but I will mention this. For actors and entertainers who are at home right now, quarantined and self-isolated, you can still do things. Don't give up. I know a lot of people who are in the industry, and sadly, they've given up on doing self-tape auditions, or obviously there's no casting calls to go to right now. And I think people are just saying, you know what? My entertainment career has been put on pause. It does not have to be put on pause, because actually a lot of places and productions right now, companies are looking for people to do more self-tape auditions. And they're actually doing productions based on at-home filming. A lot of places are like type of documentary type of productions. So right now, over the next couple months, you still have an opportunity to do something in the industry. If you're an actor or an actress, just submit your self-tape auditions. And there's actually a couple reality shows out there right now that are doing docuseries that are going to be filming. People are going to be filming from their own house, like in your own home. So you can still do something. Don't give up for a couple months.
Yeah, don't. That's so weird, because even like you say, prior to this whole virus, I was noticing that a lot of the audition process wasn't that old school it was send a self-tape.
Mm-hmm.
I personally prefer it.
Yeah.
I could redo it as many times as I want.
That's true.
And then send it off.
But see, I'm opposite. I don't like self-tape auditions because I'm that much of a critic for myself that I don't want to spend hours editing or redoing. I'd rather do it in person.
See, I'm not gonna edit. I'm just gonna get it right.
I was gonna say that's how I feel too. I don't like self-tape.
Yeah.
Because I like the vibe of, like you can feel the vibe sometimes, even if they try to have a stone face, like you can tell if they feeling you or if they're not. And I kind of agree with Justin, like you start to over analyze, like, well, what about if I delivered it like this? What about, oh my God, I look bad. Oh, like I should change my wig, like all of these things. Sometimes I started self-tape and then stopped. And didn't even submit it.
Okay, well, Jared, you do a lot of self-tapes. I see you have posts on Instagram and shit. So tell me.
Yeah.
In front of your closet, reporting live from the Swain closet, tell me what what people can do self-tape.
I'm looking for my backdrop so that way y'all can see it. Probably when we take a break, I'll pull out the backdrop.
Oh, like the blue one? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to hurry up and get back online because By the way, am I still lagging?
No, your connection's much better, I think.
Okay, yeah. It's probably just my laptop. I tried to use my laptop and not my phone, but I guess my laptop is some crap.
Well, I can't talk. My computer's old as shit, and I got a desktop. So, but
the entry-way.
But yeah. Talk about self-tape auditions because people. I was telling Jonay and Megan and the viewers that people right now who are actors and actresses are like kind of putting their career on pause, but a lot of places right now are accepting self-tape auditions and doing productions, filming while you're in the house yourself. Yeah.
There actually are a lot of, well, I'm not going to use the word a lot, but there are some productions or some, voiceover projects or even on-camera projects that are going on, and they're actually using self-tapes to do their auditions. I mean, a lot of productions nowadays, even like for film productions, are doing self-tape auditions where you can do it, from your home, or do it from the studio, or your own like in-house built professional studio.
Right.
But especially with the pandemic going on and everyone cannot be, within 6 feet of each other, not too close. There's some productions that are saying, "Oh, we're just gonna record your portion, from your studio, even if it's on camera." And they're kind of getting. I want to say tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use that word, but like that's the only word that I can like describe it. They're kind of getting tricky with it,
right?
So where you can record your portion on your phone and then they'll like mash it up. But there's some opportunities out there. I'm not gonna say a lot, but there are some because I get some through email and I get some from certain databases.
Yep. I don't want people to give up because we don't know how long this is going to last for. So if you putting your career on pause, I would recommend not doing that because you're gonna have like another 2 or 3 months probably. I don't care what. We ain't coming back by Easter, okay? That's a damn.
Nah, I mean, later in the show, I am gonna get into stuff that some creatives can do during this time to prepare for when things start to become fluid again. But also, there's some productions that are casting off of self tapes right now. They're literally putting in their description saying, "Hey, we are not gonna start really getting into this production until after the crisis is over." But we do need to cast it, so we need you to submit a self-tape.
Yeah, exactly. So people can do it.
Right. People can do it.
Let's spin it really quick. Before I shoot it over to Megan, I want to mention something because I want to give a little update on reality TV. We talked about it a little bit. We're going to dive into it. Now, I don't know about you two on the bottom, Jared and Megan, but JoJo, I'm missing my options here. JoJo, I know you watch this with me. Real Housewives of Atlanta, okay?
Yes.
So this is what, I know you've seen last week's episode, JoJo.
I sure did.
Thank God, because I don't want to be completely lost here. Now, we're going to show a quick video while I'm talking through. There's no audio on this video, obviously for copyright reasons, but let's talk about it. Okay, last week's episode. The girls are in Greece. Lucky bitch.
Yes.
Okay, I wish I could go. Now, this is I wish. Now, this is their final day in Greece, their final night. Things really got heated, as you'll see in this clip, and if you watch the episode, between, of course, Kenya and Nene.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you one thing, because I used to like Nene. I used to love her. She gets on my nerves, but she's not one to mess with. She's got quite the attitude. Quite the attitude. Now, Kenya, this is what I'll say about Kenya. This all started, and it was so stupid and silly to me, but this started because Nene got upset because of what Kenya said during the previous day to Cynthia about her winery, her wine cellar. And she was, Kenya was trying to push Cynthia's buttons to see if she really knows about wine. Jonah, she was being messy with that.
Of course, yeah, she's always being messy.
Extremely messy. So Nene wasn't having it. Nene, in this round couch conversation that they had this night, Nene got upset and said that her and Cynthia would have an issue if something were to happen between them two. So anyways, it blows up. Nene calls Kenya the B word, and then obviously from there it just escalates. Now Nene has not had the best relationship with Kenya over the past probably couple seasons. I mean, last year she called her a buffalo.
Right.
Kenya thought she called her baby a buffalo, but she's calling her a buffalo. I don't know. Either way, the bitch is a buffalo, and she big.
Water.
Yeah, but what's crazy, and then you'll see towards the end of the clip that Nene actually throws popcorn kernels at Cynthia and on Kenya and tries to spit on her, which was a little bit low. But you know what? What I'll say about Kenya is this. Kenya causes drama, but she can't take the heat. She knows how to push everyone's buttons all the way into where they won't pop back out. But when someone tries to mess with her, she lights up on fire. She can't take it. And that's what pisses me off. I don't care if she got divorced. I don't feel any regret for her at all. I'm glad that her husband messed around with somebody else because you're a bitch and no one likes you. First of all, no one likes you, Kenya. Second of all, because you're so mean to everybody else and you meddle in their marriage and situation, this is what karma looks like for you. Now, what I will say, I shouldn't be as mean, but I am a mean person. What I will say is this. Maybe she doesn't deserve him, but considering that her whole storyline this season is about her marriage, now that it's over, I think Bravo should go ahead and kick her off. That's what I think.
I would have to agree. I am not a Kenya Moore fan. I think that Kenya Moore is absolutely gorgeous. I say this all the time. She is so pretty. And she has some type of a talent, I guess. And I really feel like if she were to just pay attention to that and stay out of just being an asshole, then everything would just fall into place for her. But that particular scene, I lived for it. First of all, okay, because like Nene went in. Okay, that wasn't me, that was Nene.
Yeah, that was Nene.
Nene came out and just was like, "Shut up, bitch." Like, you gonna assault me with the peanut? I'm like, she's like, "You need to be assaulted."
Right. I was just like,
"Hold on." That victim thing that Kenya does, I don't like it because she is one to throw stones at glass houses and then hide her hands and I didn't do anything. And oh my God, why are you attacking me?
Exactly.
And what I didn't like was I did feel like Nene should not have interrupted Tanya's moment.
I agree.
Tanya was in the middle of saying something to Kenya. She should have probably waited. And then went in. But I get it. Like when you're in that moment and you start thinking about the whole situation, it's like really, like you're playing the victim again. But what you did to Tanya was way worse than what she did to you.
But you know what?
I really think that Kenya is mentally ill. Phaedra said that early on. That she was meant to, and Phaedra nailed it. I think that Kenya has some real issues related to her mom and whatever that issue was, her upbringing. And JoJo hit it. She will, verbally and physically go down on somebody, say the meanest, awful things, and then be like, "Oh my God, I don't understand." And nobody likes her. Her only true friend is Cynthia. And even Cynthia is like to me a Mother Teresa and just takes anybody on.
Right.
Because Kenya is really, and I think and then I feel sorry for her in one way because I really do believe she wants love. And I think that's what, ever since she got on the show, she's been trying to lock a man down, pay a man, pretend he was. I mean, she's been having these issues her entire character. And then it was something fishy about this marriage. He, in my opinion,
it's fine.
I just didn't feel the love. I never felt the love.
Nah, me neither.
No, never. Never. And you know what's crazy is she's never had one, like you said, one successful relationship her whole life on Bravo. So, girl, it's time to get away from the relationship stuff because we already know what's going to happen, girl. And it's to a point, I feel bad, but she's obviously willing to film her marriage. So if you're willing to do it, you signed a contract. Guess what? It's too late to take it back.
I just think that she just has really bad karma, and then she doesn't want to pay her karma because she goes in, remember she was all involved in Phaedra marriage. She's been involved in people's marriage before, but then when she got married, I'm married.
Right.
Lady, remember when other people was married, you didn't care,
Or talking to people's husbands.
Talking to people's husbands, saying that they wanted some kind of fellatio. Remember that?
Who wouldn't want that? I would. But let me just say, would you not?
Have some Facebook interactions so they can see us on Facebook.
They can see us on Facebook. Y'all keep commenting. They popping up.
I'm sharing.
Yes. Well, you know what? Do y'all think she wears a wig? Last question. Do y'all think she wears a wig? Because
of course she wears pieces.
She wears pieces.
In my opinion, if you have to ask the question, it's yes.
Jared, I love your wig tonight. It's very beautiful.
Well, thank you for my wig. I'm actually also growing a pandemic beard.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, look, if I don't have to get on camera for a lot of auditions right now, and they can accept like me looking like this, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna grow it.
Yeah, why not?
If they say, are you gonna shave for actual production? Yes, I will. But during this pandemic,
that's right. Well, before we switch gears, one more quick thing because I know that Tanya saying
I can't find it on Facebook. I'm sorry.
We go to Ripped Radio Network on Facebook.
Yeah, Ripped Radio Network. Yeah.
I'm gonna share it.
Tanya Sam is a good friend of Out the Box Radio Show because she's been on.
We love Tanya.
We love Tanya. Tanya's my favorite on the show right now.
You think she would come back, or is she like too famous now?
No, I mean I emailed her PR team. I am her back. I emailed her manager, so which I'm trying to. But what I will say is one thing about Kenya when it comes to Tanya, because obviously they had a little scruffle too this season. Tanya went on Watch What Happens Live on Andy's show, the after show, and she said that she is who gave Tanya a storyline this year. She said she gave Tanya. Storyline.
That's what she said. That's what Tanya said.
No, Kenya told Andy that. Kenya said, I gave Tanya a storyline this season. She wouldn't be here without me.
Tanya had a storyline on her own by her fashion. Her fashion had a storyline on its own.
But hold up, did Kenya get tested for the corona? Because Andy got it.
Are you serious?
No, Andy has the coronavirus.
I didn't know that.
You know that?
No.
Dang, bro.
Andy got corona. And when I heard, the first thing I thought about was the baby.
The baby, yeah.
You know him and his husband.
I am shocked.
Yeah, he's had it for. I saw it on Shade Room. Y'all follow Shade Room?
Well, I didn't know that, but they're showing repeats of Watch What Happens Live because they're obviously not filming it right now.
Because mainly because
you got me checking my throat. What happened? Is it coming through the screen?
He got corona.
Okay.
You over there putting hand sanitizer on. Justin's over there clearing his throat. Y'all just giving folks anxiety. Y'all giving folks.
Well,
more
no, I
anxiety
didn't put
than
any
they already have
lotion because I just got out the shower. Lotion.
Oh, true.
She said, "I'm clean, not ashy."
Yes. Okay, I want to switch gears and get off of Housewives until next Sunday. So what I will do is switch it over to Megan because Megan is our new host of 2020. I want to
get welcome.
Boss lady.
I want to
Yeah.
to introduce herself and then also go into one of the segments. I know you have a few things to talk about. One of the segment ideas that you're going to be bringing to the show this season.
Okay, so my name is Miss Megan, and I'm super excited to be here and super excited to be a part of Out the Box Radio. And my segment is going to be on horoscopes.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. So I've been into astrology for a long time, and so I've been doing like some readings. I've done readings like for my family and people like that, but I'm starting to do readings for other people.
Yes.
And so, but I won't be doing readings on the show.
Okay, right.
So I'm only gonna like when it's time for me to do horoscopes, I'm only gonna when we do the call-ins, I'll do quickies like what's going on with Virgo, what's going on with Pisces, what's going on with Leo, what's going on with Libra, what's going on with Capricorn, what's going on with Aries. So we just doing quick ones, not like a full-fledged readings.
Okay.
But I will be after the show. I will be going live, I think, for a while, and until we get back out in the world, 9:00 every Thursday, and that's where I'll have my readings.
Okay, so tonight you having a reading on your Facebook, right?
Right. So tonight I'll have a reading at 9:00, and I'll be doing live readings there, but not on the show. Also on this show, I would be bringing more of a news aspect. So just keeping us millennials and Gen Xers up to date of what's going on in the news, what's happening in the state of Maryland, what's happening in the city of Baltimore, and the surrounding Washington area, just so us folks can be abreast of what's going on and we're not super ignorant.
Right.
We need that.
True.
So I know
I'm trying to watch these press conferences, y'all, but I can't make it. I can't make it.
Yeah, I've been watching them on my phone while I'm working, and it's give or take. But actually, Megan, I know you have some updates you want to talk about from the governor of Maryland as well.
Right. So I want an
excellent job, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. No, you're saying the governor is doing a great job. The governor is doing an excellent job. Governor Hogan, I can really see him being the president. He has so much good leadership. And the thing is, if people get out of partisan politics, meaning you're swaying just because you're a Democrat or just because you're a Republican, you're not for another party. It's not at this point when we have global crises, it's not about partisanship. It's about bipartisanship and whoever's doing the best job for the country. So I would say that Governor Hogan is standing out among all of the governors in the state. I do want to, should I go into the new segment now?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I do want to share that we have 580 confirmed cases in the state of Maryland, with Montgomery County being affected the highest with 164 cases there, following Prince George's County with 101, Baltimore County with 81, Baltimore City with 72, and Howard County with 49. So you can get additional numbers on the coronavirus.maryland.gov. I do want to report that there are, again, 580 confirmed cases, but there's only been 4 deaths
Right.
And so that's one on a positive note. There's been 4. Well, it's never
in Maryland.
Huh?
4 just in Maryland.
Yes, 4 deaths in Maryland. So 580 cases, and out of that, 4 deaths. So that's not even 1%. But there has been 132 hospitalizations. And out of that 132, 23 isolations. So, we're going to keep our eyes on that. The numbers are growing every day. I think the numbers are growing because people are now getting tested. So now we're determining who has it. I actually read an article earlier today, and they're saying that if you got sick in January, you may have had it, and you didn't know. And there was a lot of folks sick, but again, the CDC is saying to drink plenty of water, to drink room temperature water, and that actually pushes it through to your stomach, and your stomach acid can kill it.
Right.
So not getting, because what really happens is that it blocks whatever the virus blocks your airway. So if you're able to keep yourself hydrated, this is going to be the best thing for you at this point.
Right.
That's very good for people that have asthma.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. I do.
Asthma, and they're also now saying folks have high blood pressure too.
I have both asthma and high blood pressure.
Sierra, stay home.
Please.
She's an essential. She's an essential. She's a nurse.
And we need to really be prayerful for all of our healthcare workers. I mean, I'm in the healthcare industry, but thank you, Jesus, I can work from home.
Right.
But like our frontline folks, like nurses, doctors, and then even on the lower levels of medical care, LPNs, CNAs, personal aides that have to be working in direct care with folks that are possibly sick. Please, they're doing extra hours right now, overtime, just to, accommodate that time. And then on top of that, you have so many companies laying off. So this is just a really trying time for Americans. I do want to share about the stimulus package. It was approved. So checks should be coming as soon as 2 weeks. And they're going to be directly deposited into your bank accounts.
Did they Did they what is the specifics of the stimulus?
Okay, so the criteria is you're getting $1,200, so $1,200 per adult. If you're a married couple, $2,400, and then $500 per child, and there's no limit on the amount of children. They now this is for folks who are making $75,000 and under. If you are making $99,000 and more, then there's a decrease in the amount of money that you will be receiving as an adult. That has not been released what that amount is.
Hold on. So you say $75,000 and below gets that package.
$1,200 per adult.
So what about the 75 and up? 70. I got 76 and up. It decreases.
Right. So once you hit to 99,000, between 76,000 and 99,000, there's a different. That's when the decreases, and then from 140 to 150, there may be nothing coming. But I mean, even if you're making 150, depending on your household and where you live, that might not be a lot of money.
Depending on your expenses and how you budget.
Yeah, so, I have a friend that makes 6 figures, and when you break down the 6 figures, it's not actually 6 figures that she sees.
Right.
So it's crazy.
Because if you're making $100,000, your take home is really more like 60 to 70.
Yeah.
You're taxed on a higher level.
Right.
And so that's what people don't realize. They're like, oh, you're making 6 figures, you're balling. You may be a little comfortable, but still in a lot of ways living check to check, depending on what your tax bracket is.
So a lot of people that make that like 6 figures get paid once a month. Keep that in mind.
Right.
So also, so they're using your okay, I'm sorry. So it's 90,000 if you're single and 198,000 if you're married. That's when your money starts going.
Okay.
Now, they're using your tax refund from 2019 to determine how many children. So you cannot start adding a bunch of people, folks. It has to be your kids that were on your tax return. If you did not do your taxes in 2019, they're using your 2018 taxes to determine that information, your household size. That is where they're going to get your account information, Justin, because you said about your direct deposit. They're getting your information from your tax return. Retired folks, which is like a big question that was on the table, like are retirees getting this? Yes, they're also getting the stimulus package as well. Mm-hmm. So if you are retired or if you are a taxpayer at any point in the 2019 year, you will get one. This has nothing to do with your tax return. So if you are anticipating a tax return, you still will get your tax return along with this stimulus. However, if you owe next year or if your amount, you may not get a tax return in 2020 because this is not really like a free all stimulus. Can you hear me? We're froze. You will there may be a possibility of having it to pay it.
Mm-hmm. We can hear you. Oh, your camera's freezing, but we can hear
you.
Yeah,
your camera's freezing, but we can hear you.
The closet girl. You got Wi-Fi in the closet, honey.
So you may have to pay it back in 2020. That's the only downside.
Well, what's crazy is I'm hoping to get money back because that I have.
What was the downside? All of that.
That you may have to pay taxes for that one check in 2020.
Right. So when you do your tax return next year, they basically are fronting you money. They're giving you your tax refund in the beginning, and then if you get a refund next year, you're gonna get it. You're gonna give it back to the federal government.
But
I just don't want it.
Because
is that a way that I can say I don't want this?
I think you can deny it, Jojo.
I don't think you can deny it, Jojo.
I was thinking that it was supposed to be tax-free. That's what I thought.
Anything in the back end. It's like if you're going to give me something to help me, then give me something to help me.
I think what will happen is
it feels like it's going to be some bullshit with it from it. So I don't want it.
I think you have to keep proof that you got this payment, and when you do your taxes, most likely, if it's not automatic, you'll probably have to enter in how much you were granted with that stimulus so they can take it out of your earnings at the end of the year.
Justin, you got straight an auditor mind. That's exactly what it is because it's not taxable. Right. So you'll have to write it off next year. And that's how exactly it's going to work.
Because if I'm trying to get $5,000 because I'm not going to say this on air, but the way I do my W-4s, I want more money coming out for taxes. So, so I claim single. So they can take as much out now. So at the end of the year, I get more back. But me and my husband are both doing that. So basically, I want my $5K at the end of the year. I don't want them to take the whole $5K. They're not going to do that because I'll be at Trump's door knocking. Trust me.
I think they had to pass something that was going to be beneficial for both because, a lot of Democrats were upset that businesses were receiving money. Right. And you hear people screaming, oh, billionaires don't need money. But I have a different philosophy with that because I feel like if business owners don't have money to pay payroll and don't have money to keep leases going, then there's no job for you to go back to. Right. And if you are still working for someone, then you want to make sure that your company is financially healthy and that the people that are running it feel like this is still a good investment. Because again, a billionaire, they don't need you. So if they feel like this is now being a liability, I'll just cut my losses. But that's going to hurt you in the long run if you're the one that's employed by them.
Right. Okay. Now You also had some. You sent us a video, which I would love to show. You sent us a video about COVID-19 facts, which was super helpful. And you talked about one of them, drinking water to push that down to your stomach, and the acid will kill it if you have, the coronavirus or the infection in you. That was one of the many things. So we definitely want to show this video of COVID-19 facts that are extremely helpful for all of you who just need to know the facts. So let's show that really quick, because people are guessing right now of what is true and what's not. So this is the real stuff right here.
1. If you have a runny nose and sputum, you have a common cold. 2. Coronavirus pneumonia is a dry cough with no runny nose. 3. This new virus is not heat resistant and will be killed by a temperature of just 26/27 of a degree. It hates the sun. 4. If someone sneezes with it, it takes about 10 feet before it drops to the ground and is no longer airborne. 5. If it drops on a metal surface, it will live for at least 12 hours, so if you come into contact with any metal surface, wash your hands as soon as you can with a bacterial soap. 6. On fabric, it can survive for 6 to 12 hours. Normal laundry detergent will kill it. 7. Drinking warm water is effective for all viruses. Try not to drink liquids with ice. 8. Wash your hands frequently, as the virus can only live on your hands for 5 to 10 minutes, but a lot can happen during that time. You can rub your eyes, pick your nose unwittingly, and so on. 9. You should also gargle as a prevention. A simple solution of salt in warm water will suffice. 10. Can't emphasize enough, drink plenty of water. Update 2. The symptoms. 1. It will first infect the throat, so you'll have a sore throat lasting 3/4 days. 2. The virus then blends into a nasal fluid that enters the trachea and then the lungs, causing pneumonia. This takes about 5-6 days further. 3. With the pneumonia comes high fever and difficulty in breathing. 4. The nasal congestion is not like the normal kind. You feel like you're drowning. It's imperative you then seek immediate attention. Update 3. The new coronavirus may not show sign of infection for many days. How can one know if he/she is infected? By the time they have fever and/or cough and go to the hospital, the lung is usually 50% fibrosis and it's too late. Experts provide a simple self-check that we can do every morning. Take a deep breath and hold your breath for more than 10 seconds. If you complete it successfully without coughing, without discomfort, stiffness or tightness, etc., it proves there is no fibrosis in the lungs, basically indicates no infection. In critical time, please self-check every morning in an environment with clean air. Everyone should ensure your mouth and throat are moist, never dry. Take a few sips of water every 15 minutes at least. Why? Even if the virus gets into your mouth, drinking water or other liquids will wash them down through your throat and into the stomach. Once there, your stomach acid will kill all the virus. If you don't drink enough water more regularly, the virus can enter your windpipe and into the lungs. That's very dangerous. So please do everything to ensure your safety during this pandemic.
Yes, we're back.
So hopefully you all enjoyed that very informative video. First of all,
now I know exactly
now
what
what
it
I
does to
realized
me,
is,
or what it could do to me.
yeah, I mean, it was super helpful. What I realized is y'all can't see this out there who are viewing, but we have a little chat system on this particular, system. And if y'all click on three other people here, you click on live comments, you can see what people are saying on Facebook. So Prince J, thank you for commenting, talking about housewives, because, there's a lot of things.
That's my baby Carlos.
Is it?
Yes, that's my baby.
Well, thanks, Carlos, for filling in for us and commenting on housewives. I hope you don't like Kenya either, but if you do, it's fine. I'll give you a pass.
What I do want to say, I'm sorry to cut you off. When we're talking about essential employees, I don't want to just limit it to healthcare workers, because there are still people that work at the grocery stores that are on the front line, people that work at pharmacies that are on the front line, and my officers. My security officers.
Oh yeah.
The only one that's watching is Carlos, because the rest of them ain't my friend on social media. But I do this. They're considered essential as well. So those buildings that are shut down downtown, they still have to guard those and make sure that they're protected. And it's a challenge for them as well, especially with all the closures with the buses, and then Lyft and Uber not running is the way that they usually are, them getting to work and stuff. It's a challenge, and I do want to take the time out to say those other ones as well, those other essential employees, keep them in your prayers. And anytime you go to the store, thank them as well for being there. So
you are so right, JoJo, because the other day when I went to the grocery store, I was thanking a lady, like, thank you so much for just being here, because you don't even think about, and I'm glad you brought up the other essential folks, that there are still people that have to work.
Yep.
I mean, healthcare is one, I guess, because that's my industry, but I didn't even think of all of the other folks that still have to be out there. So you're absolutely right. And then low wage workers who have to be out there and they don't have childcare for their children because schools are closed.
Right.
So they're like doing what they have to do.
The fast food is still open.
Right.
They're still out
Post
there.
office is still running.
Fast food is open.
Popeyes today.
Yeah, you can go to the drive-thru, you just can't go in.
I had Popeyes today for lunch.
Oh,
The
wow. And I'm
post
sitting in
office
here
is still
cooking.
open. Mailmen still, and mail women still running around.
Yeah, delivery,
Popeyes is open inside.
Sanitation workers.
all of that.
Well, they need to have. Thank you. Yeah, thank you to all of the essential employees, because that is really tough, and I'm sure it's scary and having some sort of anxiety with that, being out in the world and then people saying don't go outside, but then you have to go outside.
Right. Exactly.
Right. My uncle works for the post office and he's still out there running mail to everybody, but he got himself protected. He has a mask and gloves and all of that.
Perfect. That's good. Megan, I think you're on mute again. But what I will say is I know we only have about 12 minutes left or so. Jared, I want you to get to your topics as well. And one of them was talking about creative things that we can do when we're, quarantined inside the house. So definitely talk about that as well.
Yeah, I know that all of us are either, self-employed or creatives, actors, writers, entertainers, what have you. And it kind of seems like that we're somewhat separated from our craft since we're being, self-isolated or self-quarantined or whatnot. But this is actually a good time for y'all to gear yourself up and get prepared for what's coming after this crisis is over. So one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm gonna do this tomorrow, is just start doing a lot of self-tapings just for me, as in to get my technique up. You know what I mean? I'm going on, go online, start looking at some scripts, finding what's right for you. And just really start self-taping, get yourself comfortable, or even have a friend practice with you if you're in the acting business as well.
Right.
For some of y'all who may not even be in the acting business and y'all are reformatting your resume, it's a great time to do it. Look over your skill set, look over how your resume actually looks, and redo it, ship it out to different people saying, hey, take a look at my resume, see what needs to be changed and whatnot. It's a great time for everybody, no matter what business or industry that you're in. If you have a lot of time in your hands, to start looking at all of your tools, all the advertisements, all of, I keep going back to, actor things because I am an actor. Like, your headshots, are they right? Your resume, is it right? Your reel, is it right? I would love to add some stuff to my reel and, correct it. But it's not a lot of stuff that's running right now, so it's a little difficult. Yeah, but there's still some things that you can do to be sure that you are still on top of your game in the self-quarantine. But also, and this is huge for me, because this is what I did when I decided to self-distance and self-isolate myself. Take care of your mentals. As what did what's his name? Marshawn Lynch said in this one video, he said, take care of your chickens. That's what he said, take care of your chickens. And that basically means just be sure that yourself is okay, because this is a stressful time on our bodies, on our minds, and on our mentality. And if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to get back out there in the world by Easter, as President Trump wants us to get out there by Easter? But that's another conversation for another day. That's another conversation.
What Jared is right, because our energy is so low. Even on social media, we're kind of inundating ourselves with this. Even though it's a serious issue, I definitely think that we need to take that time to take care of ourselves. And there are still
And
jobs. Because I've been seeing jobs. I've been seeing acting jobs on backstage for reality shows about people being quarantined.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you can do it right from your seat.
This.
This is basically our reality show right here.
I'm also
Like,
hiring. The security industry is an essential. If you go on admiralsecurity.com, go ahead and just throw that out there because I need officers bad.
For some of y'all,
that's
for
a
some of
good
y'all who's
thing.
odd. Oh, I got another one. For some of y'all who's odd job hustlers, get paid to do people's grocery shopping. Some people don't want to go out there. Get paid to do grocery shopping.
But don't do it if you
That's
sick.
one thing you can
I
do.
don't want you coughing on our food.
Yeah, don't do it. Hell no, don't do it if you sick.
Wait,
Like,
did y'all see that Young Thug tested positive for COVID-19? But he was adamant. He was like, "When I don't go outside, and when I do, it's like I had to go." But he wore a mask, gloves. He is so confused about how in the world he caught it, which then started to spark the growing rumors of this is airborne. And then somebody in the comments was like, because he has a beard, like it landed on your beard, which could be the case because it lands on surfaces like metal and stuff like that. And so when you touch things, so probably that was the case. So he took his gloves off when he got home and just naturally like touched his beard, and then
I love my beard, and
so be careful, you guys. Be careful.
And I'm growing it in this
The
pandemic.
second person I heard that said that they had gloves, mask, and everything, and still got it.
Yeah.
But that protective equipment, it has an expiration date. Like masks are only good for a certain amount of time. And I think you were saying early on that a lot of the masks that are available to the public don't even protect you from the coronavirus. And then when I was in the grocery store yesterday, I seen people with gloves on scratching their face. Like you have gloves on, you have all these germs on you, and then you're touching yourself constantly. You're better off not wearing the gloves and just washing your hands or having the hand sanitizer because you're touching your eyes, you're touching your face, you're touching your nose, and it's going into your body.
Well, Jared, I want you to ask everybody your question of the day, Jared, because I know you had one, and damn, that was quick and popped up super fast.
The good Trump is like
he is on it. Yeah, the good Trump.
Go.
Studio manager, good.
Yeah, because.
Go ahead, Jared. Sorry.
By the way, our producer Trump said that it is somewhat airborne because after like a person coughs or sneezes and they're infected, like the droplets stay in the air for about like 3 minutes or so. So that's why it's somewhat airborne, but it can be killed off in the air quickly.
Megan, you're on mute
anyway, so yeah, the question that I wanted to pose. You said what?
Oh, I'll say Megan was on mute. Go ahead, Jared.
Justin, what did you say?
No, you go ahead. I was just watching everyone's status on the thing. Go ahead.
But anyway, the question that I want to pose, because we was having a conversation. Yeah, we was having a conversation about this in multiple friend groups. There's been a lot of outbreak or disease movies that have been made in our lifetime.
That is true.
In the history of the world. So I want to ask, what movie does this remind y'all of? For you.
That's tough. You saw Containment on Netflix?
Yeah. You're talking about Containment, the show? I haven't started it yet.
Show. So I watched that a couple of months ago, and was like, oh, that's crazy. But this feels very much like, so first of all, on my Lysol bottle, it has human coronavirus, but then it says SARS coronavirus. So I didn't know that SARS was under the umbrella of coronavirus. I didn't know that
because there's multiple strains,
right?
But I didn't know SARS was one of them. So that was new to me.
And
so watching the show Containment months ago, and then this happening, it was just like, yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta watch that show on Netflix.
I never seen it before.
I never seen it. I never even heard of it.
You know, this to me, it reminds me of the Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
It does. It's like real eerie, especially with no food, and in certain areas, it's food, and in certain areas, is no food.
You're kind of right. You're kind of right.
Wait. What did you say? What movie or what show?
Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, girl. Yes.
And then it's like classism. It's a lot of classism going on, especially on social media. People are mad at people that got money, and it's like you see all the classism going on. It mirrors it to me. Even like white collar people are working from home, and blue collar people are still working, or maybe not working at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know something like I'm working remotely. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why, but that's like our corporate office is like y'all go home, but my office is out in the field, and so they're like, why y'all like, why is the office shut down? And I'm like, listen, I don't know. it makes sense, and so it does create that division of like, so y'all make more money than us, one, and then two, y'all get to stay home safe with your kids. And still get paid. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you're at home and you can still get paid. So,
you know what? That's a good point, actually. To Jared's question really quick, because my movie is it's weird, but I think of the fact that it's like a deserted place outside, like there's nobody out and about right now, and people who are out and about are still walking around sick. I think of Zombieland because you know what I mean.
But there's no zombies.
Everybody out there, and the people they just fucking sick, bitch. I won't get out my face. Boom.
I'll be out there.
Ain't dead, but yeah,
I'm not sick.
I'm not sick. Well, I did have
a strong ass immune system.
Okay,
strong.
So I had. I should have the strongest immune system. I'm the youngest in here, but anyway. That's probably a lie.
Baby. That was shady.
He was shady.
We hear you.
I know you hear me.
Yours ain't strong. You got
not on mute.
That was shadier.
Wait a minute. I do too.
That was shadier.
But see, you didn't make a comment he made.
Who, Justin?
What were you gonna say, Jerry? What's your choice?
So I had a couple or a few. The first one I came up with was I Am Legend, because I literally watched that before I literally watched that movie before everyone started like quarantining people and shutting down stuff. But then I was like, no, because literally everybody died in that movie, so that's not accurate. So what I settled on, and I was also thinking of Planet of the Apes when the simian flu was spreading and like half the population died out.
Oh yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? This actually reminds me of Avengers Endgame.
I
didn't literally have the
film.
Okay, well, spoiler alert. At the end of Infinity War, literally half the population just disappeared and was into oblivion. Wow. And you get to Endgame, which is the second movie. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just different. Half of the world is gone. Like, a lot of stuff is shut down because they don't have the numbers.
Wow.
And it's just weird. Like, you go outside and like not a lot of people is out there. Not a lot of people's on the road. So I'm like, where is everybody? Someone told me that you should watch Avengers Infinity War, and then immediately after the movie, go outside and drive around your town, and it's gonna be like very eerie feeling.
You feel like you're in the movie, like you're in it.
It's gonna feel like that you're in the movie, and like half of the world is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so scary and a downer.
Sorry, guys. Well, we had a lot of laughs in the beginning.
Oh my Jesus.
It won't be like this next week.
It won't be like this next week.
I mean, we'll still be home.
Yeah.
Doing our show from home. Mm-hmm. But it'll be,
I'll be back in front of this blue screen.
Yes, I can still see your closet.
Yeah, definitely. But he changed his background like 3 times.
He did.
He sure did.
Because I was looking at my whole bedroom and the
bedroom. You
like,
trying to get intimate.
Did you put in DMs there, Jerry?
Yeah, bed sheets, and I saw white marks on it, but I'm not gonna say no.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait a minute.
You know
That is
Jacquees was about to
the
start
style
playing.
of the comforter. That is the style of the comforter. Okay.
I wasn't playing, but damn, I didn't see nothing. Okay, y'all. I'm losing my voice, but we are out of time. But I do want to thank everyone for tuning in today for our first remote show, and not the last. We will be back next week with you all as well, from the comfort of our own homes to entertain you as always.
I'm gonna clean my closet. I promise.
Otherwise, she will tear your shirt off like Nene did if you go inside. Make sure we're on point this time.